Welcome to Blues for Food, and 7th show tonight of 17 shows, 16 days, playing the blues through the Maritimes, raising funds and food for the less fortunate people in the food banks.
Walk with the rich, walk with the poor, learn from everybody. That's what life is for.
Blues for Food tour, ladies and gentlemen. Dig deeper into those
With tonight's show over, Mike Bidlake, or Matchstick Mike as he likes to be called, can finally relax. Still, out comes the guitar.
I'm just a man, I roam the open road.
The road Matchstick Mike is on is a 17-show, 16-night, 3-province musical odyssey.
My life it is simple, my dreams are met.
All to help raise money for food banks.
I'll never forget. It feels really great to be tired at the end of a day with a sore throat and sore fingers. It feels good to have known that I'm tired because I was trying to help somebody, or help people.
As we keep chatting, I wonder what makes Mike, who doesn't have a lot himself, want to help others so much.
Poverty affects me hugely. I just have this sort of, I just take it on, you know?
But can a man and his guitar really help people in one of the poorest parts of the country?
Sunday I get up and go to church. I get down on my knees, and then I pray.
See if I can play this while I'm moving.
The next morning, Matchstick and his buddy Travis Furlong are on their way to Miramichi, New Brunswick. Travis has hit the other side of 50. He's basically a blues song himself, having been playing for more than 30 years.
We've known about each other for years and ran into each other for years. I look at Mike as really the energetic driving force behind a lot of this tour.
The tour isn't exactly glamorous. Mike and Travis drive themselves from town to town, bar to bar. Halfway through, they've raised a few $1,000s. Charity doesn't get more local than these guys. The reason Miramichi is a stop on the tour is simple. This is a tough place to make a go of it. In the last 10 years, the local mine closed, and so did one of the mills. The people who are still here are resilient, but some of them need help. Jean Matchett is the food bank director here. She tells me that out of the 17,000 people who live in Miramichi, about 10% use the food bank every month. That's just how important this place is, even if...
People don't want to be at the food bank. People don't want other people to know they're at the food bank. But when they leave, you see the different attitudes on their face. I just make them feel welcome. They're a friend. They're part of my family.
So on this night, Jean is counting on Mike for help. But the thing is, Mike wasn't always into giving back. In his 20s, he wanted to get rich. Mike went west and landed in Calgary, and he worked in the high-stakes, high-stress world of commercial real estate.
A lot of things were happening at that point in my life. I was drinking a lot. You know, there was a theme through a lot of my life, you know, this alcohol thing. I realized that no matter how much money I made, I wasn't going to be happy.
Thanks so much. Matchstick Mike Bidlake.
And so Mike came back home to the Maritimes to pursue his music dream. And now he's sober and focused on helping other people.
I was just about to go table to table, looking for donations.
He meets a couple with their own story.
When we were a young couple, when we had a young family, it hurt my pride back then to have to go to the food bank, but we used the food banks because we had to, and now we're an opportunity. Every time we go to the grocery store, whenever I go to I always give back every time.
Thanks, guys, so much for coming out, eh? Right on, appreciate it. So let's see what we got there.
For Gene, this is it.
Oh, 20s first.
The final count, $425.
I know the people of Miramichi are very generous, so I see that every day. So it doesn't surprise me to see people here doing it.
It worked. It worked. Thanks. We'll stop by. It was instilled to me at a very young age that, you know, we take care of people that can't necessarily help themselves, you know. I remember my dad, we didn't have a lot of money either, you know, and my dad one time, getting an income tax check back, he took my sister and I to get ice cream. We were about 6 years old. And we're having ice cream at Dairy Queen, and this guy knocks on the door. He says, hey, you know, buddy, can you spare a smoke? And my dad says, sorry, pal, I don't smoke. And the window rolled up, and Dad said, I'm gonna go buy him a pack of smokes. I'll be right back. He ran in, there's a cigarette machine, and it stuck with me my whole life. You know? So, excuse me, taking care of people who are less fortunate or need a hand, it's a very cool thing.
Before the show in Bathurst, I learned how personal the tour is for Travis, too. He tells me about his life when he first got married.
So we didn't have great big paying jobs. I was a musician. She was working at a call center. And we were trying to make ends meet as best we could and being practical and, you know, and just couldn't do it. So we found ourselves at the food bank. And that was a very humbling thing for me because I grew up in a family that there was always enough to eat. And when I went to the food bank, standing in line at the food bank, felt like a failure. When you're working hard and doing everything you can and you got to reach out to get some help, there's no shame in that. So this guitar is my broad axe. This cuts through all the crap in life. You know, if I'm not feeling complete, if I'm not feeling good, I can grab a guitar, strap it on, or just sit like I'm doing like right now and just...
It strikes me just how important it must be for Travis that the Blues for Food tour is a success.
How's it going, everybody? Bathurst! Give yourselves a big round of applause for coming out and supporting the food bank here in Bathurst. Each show goes to the food bank of that town, so thank you very much.
Wild with the rich, wild with the poor.
But things aren't going well at Lou's. The place is half empty, and the people who are here, most of them have never heard of Blues for Food. But like true pros, Matchstick and Travis grind out their set.
Well, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around.
$22, $23. Oh wait, a quarter. Yeah, I'll throw it in there too. There was a quarter left in there from.
After all the driving and singing his heart out, that's it. $23.25.
$23 right here. We'll go throw that in the other box.
You have to wonder how Mike stays positive.
How much?
More than $40.
Awesome.
But then Celine, the waitress, donates her tips for the whole night. All $210.
High fives. This girl gets a big hug from everybody in the joint, man. Beautiful.
I'm a mom of 4 kids, and there's a lot of families that don't have a lot. And it's harder this time of the season after schooling, after the cold, the winter, everything. I had myself had to have a hard time with the kids and had to struggle paycheck to paycheck and sometimes not even paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes we had to have a handout and go, and the food bank was there for us and was there for a lot of other families.
I'm just a man, I roam the open road. I forage a living and drag it on home.
What hits me at Lou's Pub is if people on the edge of needing help themselves can give so much, then the Blues for Food tour should be an inspiration for all of us. Nick Purdon, CBC News, Bathurst, New Brunswick.